Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I am just getting over being sick. It wasn't like anything too bad. Let me bring my water up to remember to hydrate. It's also why I don't know if I'm talking quieter, but I don't know if it sounds quieter to you guys, but I am trying to talk a little bit quieter, or at the very least a little bit softer, because I don't want to start hacking again, because I still have a little bit of a lingering cough, so I don't want to aggravate that right now. But since it seems like I'm on the mend, it's Sunday. It is, what day is today? 21st? It's the solstice. I have a calendar on the side. I'm looking over there for that one. Yep, it's the 21st. It's the summer solstice. We've officially begun summer. And I was doing a June reading vlog. And when I was doing that had gone up to, I think, about an hour and 50 minutes roughly. And then I was like, you know what, I'm going to wrap it up and then upload it to YouTube. And it did not work. So this one is also going to be like kind of a tester video, because I think I can create YouTube videos in Canva, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me. So this is like a tester one with that, to see. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. This is a tester video for that, to see how I can edit in Canva. And if anything, I'll just go back to iMovie. And I think I'm going to be getting my grandfather's computer, his older computer, soon. So I'm going to see if I can edit on that computer or not. I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but essentially with the computer that I had, that I'd been editing and uploading on, once I got my phone updated past a certain point, the audio quality is very good on my new phone, and now especially with the microphone. But I guess the audio quality didn't transfer over when I would send over individual clips to my computer to edit. So I would have to edit it all on my phone, which is what I've been doing. I would have to edit it on my phone and then send the video over to my computer. But now my computer is no longer in use, or no longer can be used. We're going to take it to a Dr. Digital guy to see, or I don't know if we're actually going to do that. Just because my computer, it's about 9 years old. Is it 9 years? Did I get it in 2017? It's within 7 to 9 years old, and within that window. So it's kind of, and it's been through a lot. I know I got it at some point while I was in college, within my first and second year at university. So 7 to 9 years old. But yeah, okay, so I was trying to figure out what my train of thought was with that. With my grandfather's computer, it is an older one, but I'll have to see if it can take the individual video clips, so I can start editing on a computer again. I'll have to see. But if anything, I'll just continue editing on my phone, and then once things are figured out with if I'll be getting that older computer for my grandfather or not, things will figure out. But getting back to the main point, the videos being close to 2 hours, I guess is not feasible for uploading directly from my phone to YouTube. So yeah, I'll have to keep that in mind. So nothing longer than an hour and a half. I'll try to do my best with this. We're already at 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna officially get into this video. And I have a lot of audiobooks that I'm borrowing in Libby, which probably isn't smart. And I feel like I should have done some of them as ebooks, but I'm not in my ebook era right now. So, yeah. And I think I've mentioned this in another video, but I am looking into getting a Barnes & Noble Nook or a Kobo or both. I feel like those might help my ebook era, because I think when I'm trying to do it on my phone, I have a little bit of a hard time on like my phone or my iPad, because there are so many other distractions on your phone and your iPad, where it's like if I get strictly an e-reader, it would be specifically for the ebooks. So yeah, anyway, with that out of the way, we are going to talk about, I'm going to put my water back down. With all of that out of the way, we're finally going to talk about the books that I have on my summer TBR. And there's one that there's two that I think would be perfect for like a beach read, because I do want to get a couple of beach days in. But I am listening to, I think it's called Murder Takes a Vacation, and I think the author's name is Laura Lippman, and I'm not too far into that one, but I saw the title, saw the description. It's like a former PI goes on a vacation on like a river cruise, and someone dies on the cruise. So, closed door murder mysteries with older people trying to solve it seems to be right up my alley. So hopefully I like this one. We'll see how it goes. And I am, with that one though, I am coming off of The Secret Lives of Murderers' Wives by Elizabeth Arnott. That one isn't necessarily, that one's not a closed door, but it is kind of like unlikely investigator type deal. And I really enjoyed that one. That one was a solid 4 stars. So going into Murder Takes a Vacation, I am coming off of Secret Lives of Murderers' Wives. With Murder Takes a Vacation, it's not necessarily an unlikely investigator, because the main character, Mrs. Blossom, she is a former PI. So it's just I think she's unlikely in the sense that since she's retired, you wouldn't expect her to come out of retirement. But because this is a closed door murder mystery, it's like this is right up her alley for solving it. So there's that one. Again, I'm not super far into it, so hopefully I'll enjoy it. And then my other current read is the only books that I'll really give, or I don't think I'm going to talk about descriptions too much. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to give descriptions too much, just to keep this on a slightly shorter side. But I will mention any books that I actually do read. That will be listed down below in the description. The next book that I'm also currently reading, I'm borrowing it from the library. It's Just One Damn Thing After Another, The Chronicles of St. Mary's Volume 1. And this is by Jodi Taylor. And the title did really intrigue me. I don't know how I came upon this one, but the title did intrigue me, so hopefully I enjoy it. And then as for the books that I would want to read that's going to count for my quote-unquote summer TBR, even though I don't really set official TBRs, the first book is Chateau on Sunset by Natasha Lester. This is her 2026 release, and the thing is, I feel kind of bad because Natasha is an auto-buy author for me. Maybe it's because I'm not on, or I think it's because I tend to try to focus on backlisted books, or even if they're not like fully backlisted, like just like with authors in general, like I try to focus on, I don't really focus on specific authors too much, except if it's like Natasha Lester. And then I think there's like 2-3 others. If it's not like a manga or graphic novel or manhwa, I don't focus too much on specific authors or series. But anyway, I think even if it's like not necessarily like an older book, I tend to focus on backlisted books, books that aren't new releases. So it's like, whenever somebody asks me what's my anticipated read, and I'm just like, I don't know what my anticipated reads are. Like, because I don't keep up with releases. I think one that I can think of off the top of my head is coming out next year. It's The Bells of Wrath, the For Whom the Bell Tolls series, Volume 2 by J.C. Lynn. Book 2 by J.C. Lynn. And I think that would be like the only one, but that's like next year, 2027. And then there's like a lot of other things where it's like certain series where it's like a lot of them are like, they've already been out for a while, so I can't really call them anticipated. I could call them anticipated since I haven't read them yet. But it's like, what's your anticipated new release? I don't know. Aside from any books J.C. Lynn comes out with, Natasha Lester comes out with, I don't know anticipated new releases. But that being said, that context out of the way, like, I feel kind of bad because it's like, this wasn't one of my anticipated reads, and I had like, I think I just need to start interacting with her content again, because like, I absolutely love Natasha Lester. We've already been talking for like 11 minutes. I love Natasha Lester. I love her books. I love her writing, and she is what got me back into reading fiction. And like, I think I need to get back on her feed, because what happened, I think it kind of started with Mademoiselle Alliance, where I had been on top of her upcoming releases, and I was on top of Mademoiselle Alliance, but I hadn't pre-ordered it. And then it came out. I think this was like 2020. Yeah, this was like early 2025. And then it came out. I forgot about it, and then I saw about it again, and then I forgot, and then it was like this back and forth. And I think it was like mid-year 2025, or maybe even like November 2025, when I was just like, okay, I need to get this book. And then with this, I didn't even know about this. I had myself on a book buying ban in May, March, April, May, June. Yeah, in May. And then it was coming out June. This came out like this month on June 2nd. And I was like, crap, I can't pre-order it because I'm on a book buying ban. And then I got it. So it's like, I need to get back on the Natasha Lester train with engaging with her content so I can know what's going on with her. Because she would be someone where it's like anticipated reads for her upcoming books. And the thing is, she's also on tour, but she's not coming to Los Angeles. She's going to San Francisco. And I love San Francisco. But like, I can't go all the way up to San Francisco. I think she's already gone. I can't go all the way up to San Francisco. Or she went to San Francisco. And I was like, are you kidding me? Ugh, it's frustrating. So anyway, Chateau and Sunset by Natasha Lester. This feels like I need to read this at the beach. This is one where it's like, I need to at the very least take this one. I do not care what I'm reading, but I need to take this one when I finally have a beach day, which I've been begging for, honestly. And then the next one is another book that I got post book buying ban. It's Remedial Magic by Melissa Marr. I love this one. Deckled edges. It has deckled edges. Hot take, but I love a good deckled edge. Like, that's so pretty. Like, it does have to suit the book. And in this case, I do think it will suit the book. One of Natasha Lester's other books does have deckled edges, The Paris Orphan. I love deckled edges. I don't have that many. I have this one. I have The Paris Orphan. And then if I get the next book that I'm going to talk about, if I buy it, it will have deckled edges, hopefully. But this is another book on my summer TBR. The next two books I'm borrowing from the library as well. I just haven't started them yet. Goddess of the River by Vaishnavi Patel. I read Kaikei by this author. Really loved it. And this is the other book with deckled edges. Look at that. I love a good deckled edge. Again, it has to fit. It has to fit. But I love a good deckled edge. Anyway, so this one, I really loved Kaikei, and I've had my eye on this one for a while, and honestly, I need to read it. This one also seems like a good beach read, even though it's river, it seems like a good beach read because of water. So, The next one, again, for any books that I actually read, I will list them down below in the description. Any books that I read in this video, specifically. So, Murder Chicks of Vacation will be mentioned. Just One Damn Thing After Another will be mentioned. I think the Chateau and Sunset will also be mentioned down below because I will be getting to that one. But anything else, I'm not quite sure right now. The next book, also by Vaishnavi Patel, We Dance with Demons. And I think this one's her most recent release, I want to say. Okay, let's see. Trying to figure out when this was published. 2026. Yeah, this one's her most recent release. So, okay, just to give you, I'm not going to talk about it because, like, again, I'm not going to talk too much about descriptions right now. But this is the dedication page. To James Barrett, John Burton, David Gunn, Shannon Lowney, Jennifer Markovsky, Leon Nichols, Robert Sanderson, Barnett Slepian, K.R. Stewart, Garrett Swayze, and George Tiller, and to all those who risk their safety to ensure access to reproductive care. Like, is that a dedication or is that a dedication? And then the very last one that I'm going to mention here is something that I started reading and then I paused because of everything else that I was reading. But hopefully, I'm not intending to finish this book in the summer. I'm not intending to finish it. The intent with mentioning this is that I will start it again and then I'll probably finish it probably in November. I'll probably finish it like July, August, finish it in like November or something. Malice by John Gwynne. This is a chonker of a book. But yeah, you can see I had the bookmark in it. Where was I? Excuse me. I had made it 105 pages in at chapter 13. Was that a sign? Chapter 13? Oh boy. Anyway, so hopefully I will get to this. And I do have a lot of audiobooks on hold in Libby, so that'll take up like chore time and wind down time and wind up time during the day, and when I'm crocheting, so on and so forth. I am gonna try to remember to take my AirPods to work. Let me start charging them because I used to do that. Like I started taking 1 second while I plug it in. Okay, because dang it, I unplugged it. There we go. So like, I was taking my AirPods to work, and then my boss was like, "Oh, like since my boss and I are in like the same space, he was like, "Oh, put on some music." So I started putting music, and I'm just like, I need to get some of these audiobooks out of the way. So I might, when I go into work tomorrow, I might be like, "Hey, I'm gonna plug into an audiobook while I do this," because a lot of the stuff that I do, like some of it does require a little bit more thought, where I can't listen to audiobooks too much, but a lot of, like, I would say a majority of the work that I do, it doesn't take too much full conscious thought, if that makes sense. So I'm going to try to take my AirPods to work and get some audiobook listening in. So with all that said, I am going to try to update you guys while I'm reading these books, like in the midst of reading them, but I think I'm going to have it be like, I update you halfway through the book. I update you once I've started reading the book. I update you halfway, and then I update you when I finish, because that'll condense it down. And we're already at like 20 minutes. Oh boy. We're already at 20 minutes. So, yeah, I think that's going to be the plan. When I start reading, halfway through, and then when I finish. Because I think that's kind of what kicked it for when I did the June reading vlog initially, where it's like I kept updating, especially for The Secret Lives of Murderers' Wives. Like I kept updating, and then there were some other little parts that I included, which like I love including other little bookish stuff in my videos, but it's like I have to like limit how much of that I actually include in the video. So we're at the 20-minute mark give or take. And I am going to stop talking now, give my voice a little bit of a rest, and I'll listen to some of the audiobook, and I'll update you when I'm halfway through either book. And yeah, we'll go from there. So I'll see you all in my next update. Okay, so I wanted to update you before I forgot to, but I decided to DNF Murder Takes a Vacation by Laura Lippman. I got, I think, maybe between 10 to 15% of the way through. Maybe around like 12%. I'm not quite sure. But it's like, the premise was interesting, and like I said, I seem to like the murder mysteries where it's closed door, less likely person investigating it, and kind of unique twist on it, which Murder Takes a Vacation kind of fits that. But I was listening to the audiobook, and the chapters, like, they weren't named as chapters, it was named as like dates, which fun, unique, I like that. It's just they were getting to like 40 to 50 plus minutes long, which, it's not like the end of the world having really long chapters, and I am kind of used to that because I am a big fantasy reader. But like with a murder mystery, you kind of want to like just get to the point. And also too, speaking of getting to the point, it was like we were like a couple days in, and like, yeah, it takes time for our main character, Mrs. Blossom, to get to her vacation, but it's like, it felt like there was a little too much build up to it, where it's like there was a lot of showing and not telling, and then at one point there was a lot of telling and not showing, so it felt kind of like imbalanced, where it's like, okay, just choose one and stick with it. So like that imbalance with like the really long chapters with not getting to like the main point of the story, I was interested at the start, but then like with all those factors combined, I just lost interest. So I might try it again at a later date. It's just right, so it's kind of like a tentative soft DNF. Most likely it's going to be like a hard DNF where I don't pick it up again, but it's a tentative soft because ideally I would like to pick it up again. I kind of don't think I will. So I DNF that. I've started reading My Grandfather, the Master Detective. The author and the translator are down below in the description. And that so far is interesting. I don't know much about it going into it. I'll have to double check the description. But I have started that. I'm maybe like 15 minutes into it, give or take. So that one is good. And then I know I'm not halfway through this yet, but Just One Damn Thing After Another by Jodi Taylor. I'm about to start chapter 3. I'm at page 43, and so far, like, I'm doing okay with this book. It's just, there are parts of it where it's like, it's kind of going, I feel like it's going a little bit back and forth, which is confusing me a little bit. Like, not necessarily in a bad way, it's just, I'm just a little bit confused. And I don't know, like, this is more sci-fi historical fiction. It's like science historical fiction. More science fiction leaning because of the time travel. And it seems to go like back and forth with like the time travel. It's not quite like linear. It's not like, it's a non-linear timeline, and it's like multiple different points. You are following the one main character, Maxwell, or Miss Maxwell. So it's like, that makes it a little bit less confusing, but it's like, I feel like there's so much back and forth, and we're only like 2 chapters in. So I'm not super sure about this one. This one was very much a title pickup, so judging it based off the title and the cover as well, because like, look at that cover, that's so cool. So yeah, I'll see. The only reason why I'm updating you now with this and not like halfway through is because I might end up DNFing this one too, which would be kind of tragic because it would be 2 DNFs in one video. Have I finished any books in this video? Murder Takes a Vacation, just one damn thing after another. No, I have not finished any books in this video, which is fine. And I have like 2 other library books, like I mentioned, Goddess of the River, and then We Dance with Demons, which should hopefully work really well. And then I have another book. I'll have to double check at what point where I'm at in the queue, but I have another book on hold. Dungeon Crawler Carl. I am falling into the FOMO hype for this book specifically. It's not my usual genre, but I did like Delicious in Dungeon, and I know Delicious in Dungeon is not RPG, but I'm kind of hoping with that like game style deal and having to like fight for your survival, I'm hoping with that kind of a style setup that maybe I'll like Dungeon Crawler Carl. I was trying to look for it as an audiobook, but Libby and Hoopla did not have Dungeon Crawler Carl available as an audiobook, so I did have to borrow from the library, which might suck because it's a thick book. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's why I wanted to update you about this, because I might end up DNFing this. And again, I have the 2 other books that I currently have from the library. So yeah, there's that, and there's that update. It would be tragic if I like DNF'd the first 2 books for this reading vlog. I do have high hopes for My Grandfather the Master Detective. I do have high hopes for that, in the sense of I'm in my anime era again. I was sick last week, and I still have a little bit of a cough, so if I laugh too hard, it kicks the cough in. Like, I've never left my anime era. It's just, I've explained this in other videos where we're going on a little bit of a tangent here, but I love going to Anime Expo, and I'm actually kind of missing it this year. It's like the weekend before. We're currently in the week before Anime Expo. So I am kind of missing it right now. But I think with the last couple of years that I went to Anime Expo, so 2022 I think is when it opened back up, and 2023 I think I went in 2024, but with like the last couple of years that I went, like, I did enjoy it. I just needed like a bigger intentional step back from it, because like leading up to COVID, like there were certain things where it was like feeling more chorish about anime and manga and cosplaying. So took a step back. Hopefully fingers crossed, knock on wood, whatever you can, I can go next year. So yeah, anyway, that's the update that I have for you. Tangent et al. And I will come back to you when I have either a 50% mark update or a DNF update. So I will see you all in the next update. I have a few updates for you. First off, non-reading related, I am doing a video about what I did instead of Anime Expo over Anime Expo weekend. And part of it was to kind of just satiate my FOMO for not going to Anime Expo this year, but at the same time, kind of like last year, I feel like it was needed, and like, I just, that fell. One of my things fell. Okay, so I felt like it was needed again, so hopefully next year I can go back refreshed, ready to have a good time again. So that's that update, and that video will be out before this video is, so I will link it down below in the description if you want to see what I did instead of Anime Expo for 4th of July weekend. And then for a reading update, I think I'm at like chapter 2 maybe for Hollow by Celina Spooky Boo. And so far I'm enjoying it. Like I can't say I'm like loving it or anything, but I am enjoying it. And it's weird because I'm at a point where I'm just like fall. I'm ready for fall, but at the same time I'm like it's too fucking soon. Like August is like my max limit for when I'll start fall stuff. And in the Anime Expo, what I did instead of Anime Expo video, like I was looking at some yarn and I've seen that yarn a few times. It's like the brown shades of brown yarn, the brunette fluffy blanket yarn, the shades of brown. And like I've seen that a few times, and every time I see it, I'm just like, that would be good, perfect for like a finger knit pumpkin. And I have a pattern from Sab Steffi's, and I'm just like, this would be perfect for a pumpkin for fall. And so each time I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna make it, and then I'm just like, wait a second, it still feels too soon. So it's like, yeah, like for me, like August is like the max earliest, not because of 4th of July necessarily, but because like June and July, I'm still very much in like the summer mindset. I'm just like, I want to go to the beach, I want to have beach days, like I want pool days. So it's like I'm still very much in the summer mindset, like late May, going to June, going to July, and even August. So it's like in my mind, August is like the very, very earliest where I'll start whipping up fall stuff. So it's like, that being said, there's still a part of me that's like, oh, I really want to get into fall stuff. So Hollow, getting back to the point, Hollow by Celina Myers is definitely kind of like satiating that initial urge to be like fall. And I think part of it is because so many people are just bringing out their fall stuff, and it's like, it's too soon, you guys. It's too soon. And it's like, I do think that there needs to be a balance, especially with Christmas. Like, I do think I don't start listening to Christmas music until November 1st. And, like, I'll start pulling up my Christmas stuff between November 1st and 8th. And within that first 7-8 days, or even the first 10 days of November, is when I'll start whipping up Christmas stuff and watching Christmas movies. And usually the first one I watch is White Christmas, because a majority of that film does not take place around Christmas. So it's like, I do think there needs to be a balance with what we do with Christmas music and like Christmas in general and like Halloween. So it's like, in my mind, if we're doing it like a month in advance, Halloween would be like September and October. And for me, that's like the best way to do Halloween, September and October. And then August would be like the earliest for like fall stuff and maybe some Halloween stuff. But that's my mindset. But anyway, getting back to the point, like I was saying, Hollow is scratching that initial itch that I'm like, the FOMO itch, where it's like, oh, fall. And it's like, no, it's too soon. But we're getting that itch scratched. Like I said, I am enjoying it. I'm not necessarily loving it, but I am enjoying it. And then Goddess of the River by Vaishnavi Patel. I haven't made a whole lot of progress on this, but I'm at chapter 3, page 16. So far, I am liking this. I am really enjoying this. And this is like a perfect summer read, so I think I'm getting like that balanced out. Excuse me. And also something that I realized was that I do have another book with deckled edges. Princess Bride, this edition of Princess Bride. Although these aren't as... It's not as obvious as like Goddess of the River or Where Are You? Seamstress. I hope I'm not misremembering the Paris Orphan Hell. Oh yeah, it's pretty obvious on the Paris Orphan too. So it's not as obvious as those two, but it has deckled edges, which I love. So I realized that on the topic of deco edges. And then the very last update that I have for you, I know I said I would update you when I was at 50%, but that ended up not happening for my grandfather, the Master Detective, because I was going to update you. Today's the 3rd. Yeah, today's the 3rd, and I, on the first, because it was like the 1st of July, I was like, oh, I'm gonna update you with where I'm at. And then the 2nd, I got to about 50% of the way through, and I was like, okay, I need to update. And then when I was at work yesterday, I only had like a half day. It's 4th of July weekend right now, so when I was at work yesterday, like I said, I only had a half day. Excuse me. Like, I was working on like one thing, finishing it up before my weekend, and I had my grandfather, the Master Detective, playing, and I just had it binging through that 4 hours, and then I got it to like 85-90%, and I was like, well, I might as well just update you when I'm done with it because I'm at like 85-90%. So I am done with it. I finished it a little bit earlier this morning when I was doing my morning routine, and I absolutely loved it. And it definitely fits in the cozy mystery genre. There are definite higher stakes than your normal cozy mystery. It is enjoyable, and it took a turn that I was not expecting. But like, looking back at it, like thinking about like the whole story, it's like, oh my god, all those things made sense. Like, everything made sense as to why, with like the main plot line, it was this guy. Like, everything made sense. So it was like, oh my god. And then like the grandfather, he was so sweet. Like, he reminds me of like my grandfather a little bit, my mom's dad. So it was just like, I like that, and I absolutely love the story. I think I gave it 5 stars, and I highly recommend it. And I think it's a good summer murder mystery because it's like you have that light airiness quality to it, despite it being a murder mystery, and despite other aspects of the story that make it a little bit darker. But there is still overall a light, airy vibe to it, and like it does get cooler. I think it might be like fall or something. I'm not quite sure, but like there's, like I was saying, there is that light, airy quality to it. So like, I really enjoyed it. But now let me actually grab my iPad real quick. So with this, I just want to make sure that I'm doing the name, and then the author correctly. So, okay, so I'm listening to The Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop by Takuya Asakura, and this has the same narrator as my grandfather, the Master Detective. It's the audiobook in this one is the same narrator, and then she is Hanako Footman. And then for The Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop, Yuka Maeno is the translator. So with this one, as the last petal falls, the final page is turned. Welcome to the Cherry Blossom Bookshop, a haven for book lovers that only appears during the fleeting cherry blossom season. Nestled amidst the bloom of delicate petals, you'll find a sanctuary for those burdened by regrets and past sorrows. Here, Sakura, the mysterious young owner, and her wise calico cat, Kabako, patiently await the arrival of souls in need of solace and healing. Told over 4 seasons, each visitor to the bookshop holds a book that bridges their past and present, guiding them towards understanding and acceptance. Within the antique charm of the shop and the soothing aroma of freshly brewed coffee, Sakura and Kabako help their guests confront their lingering sadness through the power of stories, enabling to move forward with renewed hope. So I saw this. So I had found out about this through my local Barnes & Noble, because at the cafe, I think they do this at most Barnes & Noble cafes, they'll have like a $5 deal on like a select book every once in a while. And I remember a while ago, I didn't get it. I was really intrigued by the cover and the title because it was a pink cover, and pink is one of my favorite colors. And I was just like, oh, that looks really interesting. I'm gonna hold off for it now. And I put it on hold in Libby, and it's available now. I think I have to return in like 2 weeks, but I'm gonna try to finish it. I'm gonna try to finish it before then, and if I need to, I'll renew. But it sounded really interesting. The cover and the title were intriguing, and honestly, this feels like a good summer read. Even though it covers 4 seasons, this feels like a good summer read. So, fingers crossed I enjoy it because I really want to enjoy it. So, that is my reading update for you all and just general life updates. And when I am 50% through any of these books, I will come back to you with an update. Okay, so quick little update while I'm thinking about it because I don't want to forget. I decided to soft DNF Hollow by Celina Meyer. Again, it's a very soft DNF because I do want to read it and I was interested in it. Ebooks are not my friend right now, so I think what just needs to happen is I need to either do the audiobook or buy the physical book or borrow the physical book. So I might put a hold on it in my library, and a little bit closer to September, October, because I think that was also part of my issue as well, where like I know summerween and all, but like it's too early. It's too early for me. Like I still need to go to the beach, and I want a beach day so badly. So it's like once I have the beach, then maybe I'll be in like summerween. But like fall doesn't really start for me until like mid-August. So it's like it's still a little too early for me, especially since I haven't had a beach day yet. So yeah, I wanted to give you that update. I was like 20% of the way through, so I did make some progress. I was interested. I can't right now. So that's the update that I have for you. I think I'm about 2 chapters into, I'm in chapter 1, part 2, or chapter 1 continued for the Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop, I think it's called. And then, I have made a little bit of progress in the Goddess of the River, but not enough to really comment. So that's my update for y'all right now. Okay, so I wanted to give you a little bit of an update. First, I've started reading The Princess Bride. I'm not quite sure how far I am in it, just because like there aren't any really definitive chapters. I just realized I could grab my book. The thing is, I'm listening to the audiobook. It's like 2 hours. And, okay. I'm around page, at least in this edition, I'm around page 90 because, Buttercup has just been introduced to the people. Wait, no. A little bit further. She's just been taken by Vicini, Inigo, and Isaac. So she's just been taken by them. So that's where I'm at. So I'm at page 95 in this. I'm not quite sure where I'm at with the audiobook. But I have started reading it. I am enjoying it. Like, the thing is, I feel like this might be slightly a hot take. Because so far, I'm not as annoyed at Buttercup as I thought I'd be with how people were portraying the book. Like, I'm not as annoyed as people. Maybe I'll get more annoyed at her later, but like so far with where I'm at, I'm not as annoyed at her. Like, and that might be a bit of a hot take. Excuse me. And a lot of it was that people were saying that she was more passive in the book. From what I remember, people were saying she was more passive in the book, not as active. Like she didn't have much of a character, and like she has a little bit of a character. She's definitely more of like a Mary. Like the thing is I don't think Mary Sue is the right term for her. And part of that might just be my bias with the book, but I don't even looking at the book, reading the books, focusing. Part of it might be my bias with the movie, but looking solely at the book, like the best thing I can think of is that yes, she is kind of Mary Sue-ish, but like Mary Sue doesn't really seem to be the right term for her because she just like I think she's in her late teens, early 20s. I think she's 21 maybe, and like she's not from like a royal family or a noble family, but they're relatively well off. They're well off enough for her to not have to do very much around the house and around their land. So it's kind of like when you're that age, when you're like 21, you're just coming out of your teen years and you're just starting your 20s and not having to do a whole lot, not having a lot of responsibilities. It's like, yeah, it's like, but like, yeah, so I thought I was going to be more annoyed at her character, which I'm not. So again, that might change later on in the book, so I'll let you know. But I am reading that. Like I said, I'm not quite sure where I'm at in the audiobook, but I'm like 95 pages of give or take, and it's not separated by chapters. So yeah, that's fun. But anyway, I also wanted to share some stuff I got from C's since I went to C's Candies today. My usual one, I love the staff at my normal C's Candies. I'm not going to say which one I usually go to. But I have the one, and then there's one that's Barnes Noble, which I'll sometimes stop by in, and I do like stopping at that one. It's just, I have my usual C's, like my mom, my sister, and I, we really like going to the C's. That's closer to our home, and we love these people so much. And it's funny, they were having like, we got to know the staff really well at the C's, and they were having like a managers meeting from all the managers that are kind of in the area for the different C's stores, and I don't know if it's like this area of Southern California or what. I don't know how they did that, but like they had like all of the management there. And there was one gal who used to work at the Calabasas, but now she's at another store, and she recognized me from when we would go to Barnes and Noble to see standing next to Barnes and Noble in Calabasas. And so I was like, oh, okay. So, but yeah, we love our people at this location, and they're so sweet. Like they're some of the best. But I got this orange cream lollipop. I love getting these. Basically, what I'm showing you is some of the stuff that I would normally get when available, if available. And then I have a little box right here. This one, this box. That is like some of the stuff I normally get, just year round. But the orange cream lollipops are usually available in the summer. I got a box of it. I got a box of these in a box. It was like 12 lollipops. So I'm probably gonna have this in a little bit. And then these are usually available in the summer. Tropical Tango. I love these. Like I'm very picky with my milk and white chocolate. Just because it's like I don't like it when it's sweet on sweet. Like milk and white chocolate are very sweet, and I don't like it when and like I like milk chocolate on its own. I don't like white chocolate on its own. But when it's like a filling, like like they have the truffles at See's Candies, or like their treats, like I don't like it when it's a milk chocolate or a white chocolate with a sweet filling. And these are not very sweet. You can kind of see the filling there. It's a white chocolate and coconut coating, and then orange cream and tangy pineapple. I think they mix it with white chocolate. Like the center, it's like a white chocolate-esque mixed with orange cream and pineapple. And then the outer coat is that uh, white chocolate and coconut. And the coconut isn't like the coconut's sweet, but it's not like super sweet. So And I love the packaging too. It's so cute. I wish they had these ones like for in the display counter because I would so get a whole lot of these. But it's like they only have like the boxes of 6, which is like a quarter pound, I think, give or take. Half pound is 8 ounces. Yeah, so it's about a quarter pound, 3.1 ounces. Um, and then usually what else I get when it's available, I didn't need to hurt my sisters, but I borrowed them for the purpose of showing in this video. They started these I think last year, and then they brought them back again this year. It's shortbread cookies covered in white chocolate, one strawberry flavored and then one lemon flavored. I like the lemon a little bit more because it's like again, it's like I love the strawberry one, but it's like the sweet and sweet and sweet. Whereas like with the lemon, it's the sweet and like the lemon is still sweet, but it's like the sweet and sweet with a little bit of tang. So I usually get the lemon one. Um, Again, my sister got these, so I'm gonna stick this back on for a second. I just also realized that the lollipop I showed you was one I'd given my sister for her to try. So I'm gonna set this back on my sister's section. I do have lollipops. I have a few little hiding sachets for my lollipops and my chocolate foil balls. But yeah, I'll be right back. And then what I get normally from the display container, I really wanted to try they have like the new flavor where it's like mint chip. But they only have like the little containers and it was like $15 for 5 ounces of it, and I decided to hold on that. Oh no, I think those are there. Just because it's like I would probably like I wouldn't like the container was cute, but I wouldn't hold on to it really. So I'm gonna try that once I have it in stock. But usually, what I get from that, I got a half a pound and I kind of split it in half. So I got like 2 quarter pounds. This side is the dark raspberry cream truffles, which I love. I'm a dark chocolate person. I'm a dark chocolate girly. Again, if I'm having milk chocolate, I don't mind having milk chocolate foil balls, but if I'm having a truffle, it can't be like a super sweet one. But again, I usually go for dark chocolate. And this is like a perfect example of what I'm talking about. These are the dark chocolate butterscotch bars. I love the butterscotch bars, both the dark and the milk. But the milk, it's like you have milk chocolate, which is sweet, on top of the sweet butterscotch center. So it's like those were always like very sweet for me, but I still really like them. And then they introduced the dark chocolate ones recently within the past like I want to say 2 years, two probably like 2 to 5 within the past 2 to 5 years, give or take. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I like the dark chocolate ones. Perfect because it's like the dark chocolate, it's not as sweet, and then you have the sweet butterscotch filling. So yeah, that was my stuff at C's. Oh, actually, so usually I have a pretty good hiding spot for my chocolate foil balls, and part of the reason why I hide these, quote unquote, I hide them from myself, but I put them in a spot that takes a little bit more time to get to, and that is just largely because, like, they're on top of my desk in the bowl under the baby flower, baby fairy flower. So like, and then my lollipops are in this back here, the bee. And usually I just stick some stuff in like a quote unquote hiding spot, meaning that it's just a little harder to get to, just to make them last a little bit longer. Because otherwise I just go through it. So yeah, I wanted to give you that update, show you what I got from C's, because I really love C's and I'm really picky with my chocolate. I'm very much a chocolate girl, but I'm really picky with it. So yeah, that was my update video. I will hopefully come back to you in a little bit. I know I'm at this point, I'm probably at like 55 minutes to an hour already. And I remember from last time, I can get up to an hour and a half to 2 hours. Not 2 hours. I can get up to an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes at most. So I might have to wrap this video up soon, or I might delay it. We'll just see how it all goes. Like I said, I'll just see how it goes, but hopefully I'll have a 50% update or a finished update soon. Okay, so I think part of the issue that I feel like I'm having is that I've already DNF'd. I feel like this video is going on really long, which on the one hand it is, but at the same time it's like, I think we're like in an hour or over an hour now. I think we're between like 55 minutes and an hour and 5, somewhere there. And it's like, it is getting long. And I've DNF'd 2 books, and I haven't really, like, I've been reading, but I haven't really had any definitive updates. But like, I've been giving you updates, but I keep saying I'm going to give an update at 50%, and I haven't gotten to 50% yet. So my goal for the rest of this video, whether or not I get to 50% in any of these books, I'm getting close with the Cherry Blossom Bookshop, I think it's called. I'm getting close to 50%, but whether or not I get to 50% in any of them, I'm going to try to wrap this video up soon, and then I'm going to do a part 2 of this video because I want to continue it. And like, I still have like so much to get through, so it's like, I think that's where my disconnect is happening. Like, I have so much to get through, and then like, I haven't really given official updates yet, so it's like, I'm and like, I've been reading, but I haven't been reading a whole lot. So what I'm gonna do right now, I have to finish up the past week for my temperature blankets, and I just need to finish this last blue row. So I just need to finish this top row, and then so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna try to get through a good chunk, because like, the audiobooks I'm not having an issue with getting through or setting aside, but I'm gonna try to get through a good chunk of The Goddess of the River, because I have another hold through my library, through my physical library, that'll be ready somewhat soon, because I'm fourth in the queue now. So, and I'm assuming like there's probably multiple copies going through the library, so I'm assuming I'm gonna get one relatively soon, and a copy, and then I'll have to go pick that one up. So I'm gonna try to get through Goddess of the River, and then I'll end this video once I'm about 50% of the way through that, and I'll give you that update. 50% through, either 50% update or I finish an update, and then part 2 is when I'll cover Dungeon Crawler Carl, which is the book that I'll be getting soon from my library. If I only get to 50% of Goddess of the River, I'll cover the rest of that in part 2. If I finish it, you'll know here. But yeah, that's the update for right now. I really wanted to go to the beach in this video, but like, this is gonna be a part 2, so I'm not super worried. So yeah, there's that. But I wanted to give you that update, and you know, sometimes reading vlogs are frustrating, so it's like, I feel like I'm in a little bit of a rut with this, but at the same time I feel like I have to accept that, because it's like, I'm still reading and I'm still making progress, so it's like, it's not necessarily that I'm, you know, right, it's just this reading vlog isn't going to plan. So I think part 2 I'm going to approach it differently, which I'll talk about in that video specifically, to not get this too confusing. But I wanted to give you that update. So I'm going to get through this right now, and then I'm going to get to work reading Goddess of the River, because yeah. And I think this has been part of my issue too, because like, I keep delaying starting on it, because I'm like, oh, I don't have to have this done until like I have like all the temperatures done, and I'm like, I need to work myself out of that mentality and be like, get it done once I know the temperatures, and like blaze through it. So yeah, anyway, I thought I'd give you that update. I will be back in a moment with my next update, which will hopefully be something for y'all. Okay, so it's like the same day, just like a couple hours later, and I just got out of my shower, and I've made it to 50% of the way through the Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop, and I'm really enjoying it so far. And it's kind of funny, because it's like, oh, I made it to 50% in this book after just complaining that it feels like I haven't been able to do one of these updates, because like I said, it was like the point of this video, or like the main way I was going to be updating you all. in this video where it's like 50% and then finish. Where it's like I had 2 DNFs. The first book that I finished in this reading vlog, I had binged through that at work, so I couldn't update you at 50% because I jumped up to like 90% during work. And then I finished that, so it's like, okay, I finished the book, I updated you all when I finished it. And now I can finally do 50% updates an hour through this reading vlog. So I'm really enjoying it. It feels kind of awkward giving you an update here since I'm like halfway through one of the stories, but I'm really enjoying it so far. It's really sweet. I think I'm finding a pretty good niche in literary fiction because My Grandfather the Master Detective and this book are both lit fic, but I think I'm finding my niche where it's like there needs to be obvious magical realism to them and kind of like that fantastical magical realism. And for both of these books as well, it's like I would say there's an element of like cozy fantasy to them, because it's like I would say that these books are like fantasy in the sense of fantasy because they are magical realism. So it's like they have that element of cozy fantasy, and so it's like I think I'm good with lit fic if there's that element of cozy fantasy magical realism to them. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm halfway through, well, maybe not halfway, but I'm like partway through the second story where it's the grandpa and he's in the home and he's just noticed the cherry blossom bookshop. So that's where I'm at. I don't want to give too much away with this one just because it's like I think it's 3 or 4, and I think it's 4 individual stories, so it's like I can't really talk too much about any of them. But that's the first one. What was the first one? The first one was the daughter, and she was at her mother's apartment. This one is he's like a father and a grandfather. He's at a nursing home. So that's where I'm at right now. Yeah, I can finally give you a 50% of the way through updates, so that makes me happy. I don't have too much more to go through this because I think this one is like 4 to 5 hours long, so we're making some really good progress here, and I'm now happy, so we're doing good. Okay, so right now this is more game plan update than anything. So first off, I am going to do a part 2, and my plan is, because I'm basically 50% of the way through the Vanishing Cherry Blossom bookshelf, I'm basically 50% of the way through. My game plan for the rest of this video, which won't be too much longer for you, is Princess Bride. I have no timeline for that audiobook. But for this one, I'm going to try to get through 50% of this, and then that's where I will end this video when I hit. I'm going to be binging this today, basically. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to try to get through 50% of this, and then that's where I will end part 1 for this. I keep looking over here because I'm used to having the camera on this side, but it's right here. And then I will start up part 2. And I'll get through part 2 with, I'll start off part 2 with finishing this, finishing Princess Bride, and finishing the Vanishing, I want to say the Vanishing Sakura bookshop, but it's the Vanishing Cherry Blossom bookshop. It's the same thing, but I want to say Sakura instead of Cherry Blossom. But anyway, so that's the game plan for the rest of this video and for starting part 2's reading vlog for this, because like I said, like I do want to have a beach day where I read at the beach, because like I really like reading at the beach. So yeah, that's my game plan. And then I also have, by the same author, let me go grab it real quick. I also have this to read by the author. It's all of a sudden so bright because we have the blinds open. We Dance with Demons, which should be a quicker read than Goddess of the River. And then I think I'll have to double check, but I think I will have Dungeon Crawler Carl ready to pick up soon. So there's also that, but Dungeon Crawler Carl will at least be started next video. I doubt I'll complete that in the course of one reading vlog, but yeah, that's the game plan. I wanted to give you that update. I'm 11% through this right now, so it shouldn't take me too much longer to get to 50%. So I will update you all when I'm 50% of the way through this, and that's where I'll wrap this video up and start. I'm going to try to start using this again for holding the mic, just because it's so fiddly. And then having something like this, at least while I'm over here, gives me a little bit more to hold on to. And again, this is my DuckTales wallet. So, should I hold it like this? And then you can see the DuckTales, or do you want to see Scrooge? See the DuckTales. This is actually kind of fitting, though. This is Magic and Spell, the Beagle Boys, and then the main family. And then obviously this side is fitting too. I don't know. If you've made it this far into the video, the camera's over there. If you've made it this far into the video, let me know what you'd like to see more. Like, obviously the clip best works on this part, because it's like the skinniest part of the wallet. But let me know if you want to see Scrooge or want to see Magic and the Beagle Boys. Anyway, so it is time to give you an update. I am now officially, let me really quickly mark my StoryGraph. I'm at page 200 now. 201. 201. Save. Okay. Okay, well. Okay, so I am officially now halfway. According to the StoryGraph, I'm 67% of the way through this. But if I remove, that's including like every single page. But if I remove the end note and stuff after the end note, it's 396 pages. So I'm a little over halfway. Anyway, so basically I'm at the halfway mark for Goddess of the River, and I am really enjoying this. It's the same day, I just changed my outfit, because usually, like, I think I've mentioned it on this channel before, every week I do it. I have a different outfit for wearing in my house, so it's like I wear it on a weekly basis. I don't go anywhere. If I'm going out somewhere, like, even if it's like running a little errand, like, I'll change into something else for outside. And then the same thing with like cleaning around the house. If I need to clean, I'll have like another outfit. But I have like my casual chill outfit, which is why I don't know if I've done this. I think I've done this a little recently, but like, it's why you'll often see me wearing, like, especially earlier on this channel, it's why you often saw me wearing the same shirts multiple times in a reading vlog, if the reading vlog took place over a week, or a video took place over a week. It's why you saw me wearing the same thing, or why in multiple videos, if I recorded the same, like, if I recorded 2 or more videos in the same week, that's why I would often be wearing the same shirt video after video. So I had my change of outfit for this upcoming week, and yeah, moving on from that, 50%, 67%, according to StoryGraph, through Goddess of the River by Vaishnavi Patel. I'm really enjoying this. Again, have to show off the decolled edges because I can't not show them off. Like, look at that. This is one of 3 books I realized that I have that, or I don't know this one yet, but this is one of 3 books that I will have. I have 2 other books that have decolled edges, but I love a good decolled edge. So I'm really enjoying this book so far. I like it. It's kind of funny because thinking about it, like, feminine rage has been such a thing lately, and I am all behind it. it's like this is definitely a book that I would classify under feminine rage, although it is a little bit softer in the feminine rage interpretation. I think her other book, which I'll talk about a little bit later, um, her other book I think handles that feminine rage a little bit better. So does Kaikei. No, okay, better was not the right word. Kaikei and I think We Dance with Demons. I think those will handle feminine rage more on the nose, not better, more on the nose. Whereas this one, it seems more subtle. It seems more like it's there, but like we're being sneaky about it. I really like this one. Again, we're following. Again, to give you just a description, since we're wrapping up this video here, or to give you the blurb: a mother and a son, a goddess and a prince, a curse and an oath, a rover whose course will change the fate of the world. So that's what this is about. Honestly, I love it so much. And then, like I said, I'm basically 50%. I'm 48% of the way through the Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop, and I'm listening to that as an audiobook. And the little blurb for this one is, or to give you the blurb: as the last petal falls, the final page is turned. Welcome to the Cherry Blossom Bookshop, Jesus Christ. A haven for book lovers that only appears during the fleeting cherry blossom season. Nestled amidst the bloom of delicate petals, you'll find a sanctuary for those burdened with regrets and past sorrows. Here, Sakura, the mysterious young owner, and her wise calico cat, Kabako, patiently await the arrival of souls in need of solace and healing. And then the other book that I'm reading, I'm not 50% of the way through it right now. I'm like 30% of the way through, is The Princess Bride, narrated by Rob Reiner. May he rest in peace. So I am listening to this one. I'm like I said, 30% of the way through. And the little blurb, okay, I want to give you the full description actually for this one, because this is where people get confused. What happens when the most beautiful girl in the world marries the handsomest prince of all time, and he turns out to be, well, a lot less than the man of her dreams? As a boy, William Goldman claims he loved to hear his father read the S. Morgenstern classic, The Princess Bride. But as a grown-up, he discovers that the boring parts were left out of good old Dad's recitation, and only the good parts, quote-unquote, reached his ears. Now Goldman does Dad one better. He reconstructed the good parts version to delight wise kids and wide-eyed grown-ups everywhere. What's it about? Fencing, fighting, true love, strong hate, harsh revenge, a few giants, lots of bad men, lots of good men, 5 or 6 beautiful women, beasties monstrous and gentle, some swell escapes and captures, death, lies, truth, miracles, and a little sex. In short, it's about everything. So, yeah. So far it's like really interesting. Like, I grew up loving the movie for Princess Bride, and there might be some confusion. So there is no original Princess Bride book that this was based off of. This is the book. So if you're trying to find like the original book that was referenced for the Princess Bride, there is none. So that's where I've heard the confusion come into play. But I grew up loving the movie. And there are definitely parts of it that are different. I feel like I might have talked about this a little earlier, but like the character of Buttercup, I think I did talk about this, but just to like reiterate, I'm not as annoyed at her as I was expecting to be. Like, I had kept putting it off because I was just hearing like she's so much more like, I don't know if I definitely talked about this, but like Mary Sue is not the correct term, but she was described as more of like an annoying character who just didn't do anything. And it's not that she was like Mary Sue is one where it's like she's kind of like an annoying main character. She gets all the guys. She's really beautiful. She doesn't have to try to be good. She doesn't have to practice, that kind of a deal. Um, and that's not the case with Buttercup. It's like she's not good at everything once she starts. Like she tries, she has to try. But it's like people were saying like, oh, she's so much more annoying and more passive in the book, and it's like, okay, maybe she is a little bit passive. I see that. That's something I definitely see. And annoying, yeah, a little bit. But it's like I was expecting to be like raging at her with how people were describing the book and her character, and I'm like, is this a hot take? So, yeah, I am enjoying it so far, and we're gonna wrap this video up here just because, like I said, I wanted to try to get to 50% with Goddess of the River. And then also I have Dungeon Crawler Carl that is in transit to my local library, so I'm probably gonna pick it up on Monday, depending on how things go. And I'm probably also gonna drop off the two other books or two of the other books that I have at the library. I have four, but I'm probably gonna drop off. The other two books that I have from the library are Goddess of the River, which I'm reading, and then We Dance Upon Demons, both by Vaishnavi Patel. But the other two books that I have, I'm probably going to return. These two, Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi. I'm going to buy this, and then I'm going to buy the second book because I want to kind of like, I want to read them cohesively. So right now at least, I don't want to wait for the second book. So I think the next time we go to Barnes & Noble, I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to try to find it and pick it up. So I'm going to return this, Persepolis, and I'm also going to return Just One Damn Thing After Another. This feels so long ago. Like, I DNF'd it because I thought the concept was interesting, but, like, it wasn't grabbing me. And I think I'm in my cozy era, or cozy in the sense that, like, I want someone who's not necessarily expected to be doing this, or, like, they're pulled into one last unexpected adventure, like they're about to retire and they're pulled into one last unexpected adventure, that kind of a deal. So it's like, and that wasn't it. So like, I might try it again. I'm kind of considering it like a medium DNF, where it's not soft, but it's not quite a hard DNF either. So, like, there is a chance that I might pick it up again, but it's not as big, it's not as great or as big of a chance as if I would have given it a soft enough. So that is my update for you all, and like I said, I'm wrapping this video up here. So thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for when part 2 will be up. I haven't fully decided how I'm going to post this. I might post it like, this is probably going to go up in August. So I haven't decided if I'm going to like have this video up and then have part 2 up the next day, or if I'm going to have them week apart. We'll figure it out, but part 2 will be coming up soon. So like I said, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.